Today, Jeb Bush is defending his choice of words while getting tough on fellow candidate Donald Trump. The former Florida governor criticized Trump's conservative record and his immigration policy, using the term anchor baby to describe children of illegal immigrants.
Governor,
I don't regret it.
You don't regret it?
No, do you have a better term?
I'm not. I'm asking you.
Okay,
A lot of folks
you give
find
me a better term and I'll use it. I'm serious. What I said was it's commonly referred to that. That's what I said. I didn't use it as my own language. What we ought to do is protect the 14th. You want to get to the policy for a second? I think that people born in this country ought to be American citizens. There's a big difference between Donald Trump and me. I'm a proven conservative with a record. He isn't. I cut taxes every year. He's proposed the largest tax increase in mankind's history, not just our own country's history. I have been consistently pro-life. He, until recently, was for partial birth abortion. I've never met a person that actually thought that that was a good idea.
Rebecca Sinderbrand joins us from our Washington bureau. She's the political editor for the Washington Post. Rebecca, thanks for being with us. What do you make of Jeb Bush's comments?
Well, you know, it's interesting. We've seen kind of two shifts from Jeb Bush in the past 24 hours. The first is in that tone on immigration. He's still clearly trying to stick to the substance of his position, but, you know, in tone, in terms of pushing back and saying the use of anchor babies is an appropriate term when it's, of course, offensive to some, it's something different than we've heard from him all year. On another front, we're seeing him push back against Donald Trump rather aggressively, both him and his campaign, although notably his super PAC is not necessarily pushing on that front right now, calling Donald Trump a closet Democrat, calling him a liberal. This is the kind of aggressiveness that some of his supporters have wanted to see from him.
You know, and Rebecca, on immigration, he has been fairly careful on that topic. Is he getting pushed to the right by Trump on this issue of immigration with this anchor baby, for instance, controversy?
Well, we haven't seen him move to the right on substance. We have seen the conversation move to the right. And certainly, of course, you saw Jeb Bush defending the term anchor baby, whereas in the past he's pushed back against voters who've asked questions that seemed critical of immigrants and immigration. So certainly the conversation in the Republican primary has shifted because of Donald Trump on the issue of immigration.
Yeah, how difficult is this for Jeb Bush? He finds himself now in this position where you have Donald Trump making these kinds of statements. And we know Jeb Bush's background, that he is married to a woman of Mexican descent, that he speaks Spanish fluently, that he has in fact reached out to elements of the Hispanic population. How difficult a position is this for Jeb Bush right now on this issue of immigration?
It's incredibly difficult. And you know, the interesting thing yesterday was a contrast between how Jeb Bush and how Marco Rubio, both individuals who've made defending immigration part of their policy platform, even as they've, of course, adopted a more conservative stance overall on the issue. Marco Rubio coming out again saying he's declining to use the term anchor babies. And so it's interesting to see the distinction where Jeb Bush is defending the use, Marco Rubio, of course, taking a different tack. It may be a reflection of where Jeb Bush feels the conversation is going, the balance he's trying to strike, holding fast to his policy position while he shifts the substance of that conversation.